Hello and welcome back to the channel. Unfortunately, I have some strange fruit in this particular video. We are living in a country where strange fruit pops up all of the time, but we are expected to believe and accept the official report. That is what is expected of us. It is expected that if they say, oh, there doesn't appear to be any foul play, we are expected to say, okay, have a good day, go home, and just deal with whatever pain and suffering that comes along with talking about a 72-year-old woman. But again, the family is expected to just simply believe the official report without any investigation. I'm going to go ahead and let you hear just a little briefing on the report, and I will be right back.
In Annapolis, Maryland, a community has been left stunned after a 72-year-old woman was found hanging from a tree. The police report says that officers responded around 7:30 a.m. to the 600 block of Bell Drive after being spotted by school children. The call-in was for an unattended death. When officers arrived, they discovered the deceased. However, police say that the death does not appear to be criminal in nature. While walking to the bus stop this morning, some students may have witnessed a tragic scene involving the death of an adult individual. Richard Rogers and Casey Hunt, principals of Millsboro Elementary and Annapolis Middle School, wrote in a letter to parents. Police have not released the identity of the deceased, as they are currently working on notifying her family. Carl Snowden, a longtime civil rights activist from Annapolis, spoke to FRUlT about the incident. He confirmed that the deceased is a black woman. Snowden leads the Anne Arundel County Caucus of African American Leaders. Annapolis leaders have expressed concerns over the rise in violent crimes in Annapolis, specifically gun crimes. The safety of this community is our top priority, Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley said per the Capital Gazette. The chief also informed me that he has been in contact with our federal partners to step up their efforts with informants to gain intelligence and monitor social media for the drivers of this unacceptable violence. The investigation is ongoing. The community is worried the woman's death could be a lynching. Maryland has been trying to shake its iniquitous lynching past. In March, dozens of black men and boys who were lynched in the state between 1854 and 1933 were pardoned by government. Larry Hogan. 34 in total. My hope is that this action will at least in some way help to right these horrific wrongs, Hogan, a Republican, said in a statement, and perhaps bring a measure of peace to the memories of these individuals, and to their descendants and loved ones.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this up front. It's very sad that children had to be the ones. Very sad. And devastating to the minds of those little ones. And I'm also going to say this. It shouldn't be difficult to believe that with the history of this country, it shouldn't be difficult to believe that something was foul done here. And for those who don't understand why many would jump to that conclusion, then you're basically telling us to ignore the history of this country. That being said, I'm also going to say this, that there is a lot of tension within our race as well. So it's like you get it from all sides when you're a so-called black person. You have racial tensions between the racial groups, and then within our own communities, there is tension between the younger and the older, the male and the female. It's just everywhere. Point. Almost any assumption made could be the right assumption. It could be a racially motivated thing. It could be a male against female thing. You just don't know. In the racial environment, the community environment, the family situations that we find ourselves facing. You just don't know. In the so-called black community, you just don't know. It could be anyone. And so this is why, for them to jump to a conclusion without doing any investigation and simply saying there appears to be no foul play. You have to investigate this stuff. You can't just look at a situation and draw such a conclusion so fast. Whatever happened to forensics testing? Whatever happened to investigating, gathering evidence, analyzing evidence? Whatever happened to that? It seems so often that in this country, if they get to a scene where a black person is deceased, they get there to the scene, they take a look around, they look at the situation, meaning they just simply put their eyes on the situation and they make a determination that is not always right. I mean, we've heard things such as, like the one young woman who was in the Army. They told her parents that she did this to herself, that she took her own life. But she had some body parts that were no longer there. She had some clothing articles that were no longer there. And some things that were done to her body that she couldn't have possibly done to herself. You see, we've seen other situations where it was declared that a person did this to themselves, but teeth were knocked out, body parts were cut off. As I remember correctly, there was an incident where a young man had his body parts cut off, and they said that it appeared to be self-inflicted. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we are always expected to go along with the narrative that has been presented without any investigation. But the Most High knows. He knows very well who did this, regardless to what color they are. If she did it to herself, he knows that as well. But please don't think that the family should just accept the official report when you haven't even investigated. Don't insult someone's intelligence that way. No one should accept the official report when it was all based on the appearances of things. Anyway, I'm done. Remember to keep it tight and keep it right, but until next time. We hope you liked today's topic. Please leave your comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share it like this video, and with that, we're out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.